I Shalom. I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makar Kadash. Give double honors to our apostle elders, which are apostle elders that rule the great millstone. To you hope for the elect on the four corners of the planet Earth, and the confusion face that's coming in these last days. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai seal his elect so we can go, man, so we can go home, man. All right, this lesson is called the Lord has rolled Esau down, man. Okay, or something along those lines. Roll thee down. I shall roll thee down. All right. I was watching a video about with the apostles. It was going into a breakdown, and this verse came up because what's happening right now? The Most High has built up this place, what you call America, Babylon in the scriptures, Assyria, has built this place up to roll it down, man, because it's written in the scripture. So if we can find Babylon in the scripture, Salakia, and we can find the future of Babylon, we know it's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, and the angels are going to do their job too. They're going to burn this place also, what the missiles don't get. All right, but the prophecies are happening, and we're in the year of prophecy. So this prophecy is taking place in our lifetime, man, and it's been taking place, but it's starting to intensify. All right. So I just wanted to, I'm gonna read this article, and then I'm gonna go into the scriptures. This article was posted in 2015. There's other articles, but they hit some good points. So, but it's even intensifying now. All right. So from 2015, prior to that, it's been happening, but it's now getting worse, man. Okay, so the name of the article is it's on BBC News, and it says the decline of U.S. power, question. Okay, and the guy that wrote this is Nick Bryant, a New York correspondent. Okay, and it says, standing on a Washington mall at the turn of the new millennium, it was impossible not to be struck by America's power and global preeminence. Okay. Victory in the Cold War made it hegemony in a unpopular world. Fewer argued when the 20th century had doubled the American century, a term first coined in the early 1400s when the country was still overcoming its isolationist instinct, because it stayed to itself, okay? Because it was building up. The Most High was building it up to be that power, just like the Roman Empire. If you read in the Apocrypha, Rome was being built up. You know what I'm saying? They weren't a powerhouse at first. They had to come in and establish themselves. Just like when I can't remember the general, he drew a line around. I want to say it's either Seleucus. I forget the general's name. I can look it up. Or if you can want to look it up, but the story goes, he drew a circle around and said, if you go outside the circle, we're gonna pretty much deal with you, okay? And after that, he came and slaughtered Israel. All right. So this right now is going into this. America's being built up at that time in the 1400s. Now it's that powerhouse you see today. And it says even the New Year's fireworks, which illuminated the obelisk of the Washington Monument in a way that made it resemble a giant number one, projecting the country's supremacy as the world's solo power. Over the past 15 years, America's fortune have changed with dizzying speed. That's why it says, I beheld Lucifer falling from the sky as lightning. And it says, first came the tremors, the dot-com bust as a dispute presidential election in 2000. Then came the massive convolution, the destruction of the Twin Towers in 2001, the collapse of the Lehman Brothers in 2008, long war in Afghanistan and Iraq have expected an enormous blood price, the lives of 6,852 people, American military personnel, not to mention immense financial expenses estimated to be as high as $6 trillion. It says the detention centers at Guantanamo Bay has undermined Americans' ideals, just as the NSA and WikiLeaks spying scandal has uncovered America's diplomacy, because the Most High has been raising this place to skirt up, man. I gotta get that. I must need to get that. Because this is all going into this place falling down. This is Jeremiah 13 and 26. And it says, therefore I will discover thy skirt upon thy face, and thy shame may appear. And that's what you see right now, man. The shame is being appeared unto the whole world by way of America's down points, America's backdoor deals, secret ops. All these things are part of prophecy. We're in 2018, which is the year of prophecy, but it's becoming more and more rampant. Just like Donald Trump coming in there, and he's been the most scandalous president to date, man. Okay, having all types of what you call scandals going on with women, all them things. And it says George W. Bush, a president with a worldview, was widely seen as over-edged to project America's military might without adequately considering the long-term consequences. Barack Obama, whose campaign in 2008 on a platform of exciting Americans from an unpopular and exhausting wars, has drawn criticism and disengaged too much. It says under both presidents, the first an impulsive unilateralist, and second an instinctive multilateralism contained sometimes to lead from behind. America's global standing has been diminished. See that? So this place is falling, man. It's falling. And it said Babylon is falling. It's falling. It's gonna fall even more when these missiles come. Okay? And it says, this is another part of the paragraph. It says the loss of fear factor. Polls regulate show that America recognizes that the country's international standing has waned. Among the young, this trend line has fallen sharply. Only 15% of 19 to 29-year-olds believe that America is the greatest country in the world, according to the Pew, down from 27 in 2011. Tingly, however, there has been no great public outcry. No longer is there much appetite for America playing its long-standing role as global policeman, even in the face of the rise of the global calling itself Islamic State. The cost, human and financial, is considered too great. Americans increasingly think that other countries should share the burden. Obama, while continuing to triumph, American expectations regularly preface remarks of foreign affairs by acknowledging the limits of U.S. power, again with little public outcry. All right, and this article keeps. Let me get some. This is another one. It says weak hand. America's reluctance to launch new military actions has also had a major bearing on the nuclear negotiations with Iran. Iran has managed to extract notable concessions such as ongoing ability to enrich uranium, hitherto ruled out by the Americans. It has played a weak hand strongly because it knows that America has what the foreign affairs communist Thomas Frederick calls an empty holster. Damn! Woo! An empty holster. Whoa! Holster, no gun, man. It says, nor is it just America's enemies who no longer fear the White House to the extent they once did. Alright? So that's showing you, man. I'm going to post the article, so if you want to read it, you can. You can jump into it and, go, pick some things out, man. But, hey, Babylon is not that same power that it once was. Okay? And that's proven that. So, Lockie, let me bring this back up. So, I'm going to jump right into the blue letter. Let's go right into the blue letter and pick out some of these scriptures. This place is done, man. And we're in the time of prophecy, so it's going to intensify. So I got a couple scriptures that's gonna hammer the nail home, if you want to say that. All right, this is the book. The first scripture I have is Jeremiah 51. This is what inspired this lesson. It's Jeremiah 51 and verse 25. I'm going to start at 24 to get the point. It's Jeremiah 51 and verse 24. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord. And what's the evil? Slavery, the stealing of the Native American land, the rape, rob, and murder of the planet Earth. And it says, because I am against thee, O destroying mountain. And these Edomites are ruling in that destroying mountain. And mountain is government, so it's destroying government. It says, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth. And when did Babylon destroy all the earth like that? The ancient world. So it has to be speaking about now in these times. And it says, and I will stretch out mine hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain. You see that? That's the inspiration of this lesson. The Most High is going to roll thee down from the rocks, from the high place that you were sitting at on your high power structure. He's going to roll you down and bring you down to the ground, man. Okay? And we're seeing it now because we're in the year of prophecy. So this prophecy is taking place in front of our eyes. And if you read 24, it says in Zion, in the sight, in your sight. So whose sight is the hopeful elect? Because they're the ones that's watching. We're the watchmen. We're the ones that's watching in the hopeful 1/3 out there. That's paying attention to the news. That's watching the prophecies to come to pass. Those are who are going to be able to see this thing happening, man. And parts of the world has to see. They're going to have to acknowledge that something otherworldly is taking place here, okay? And it says, and they shall not take thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundation. And that's what you see. America was once that pinnacle of the world. Everybody wanted to come here. They thought the streets were paved with gold, like the apostles always say. You know, now they're looking at this place like, damn, this ain't gonna be the corner, because the corner is the most important piece. That dictates the whole building, man. That's why Yahweh Shai is our cornerstone. And it says, the stone of the corner, nor the stone of foundation, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith the Lord. Because Yahweh Shai is going to cause this third world war to take place, and it's going to lose its power structure, and it's going to be destroyed, man. Okay? Point blank serious. This is Jeremiah 50 and 23. I got a list of precepts. I'm just going to go through these precepts, and the precepts will speak for themselves, man. This is Jeremiah 50 and 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How was Babylon become a desolation among the nations? And that's what you're going to see, man. Yahweh is gonna cause this war to happen, and then the angels are going to take the rest of it and clean it up, man. Okay? That's why we just read in Jeremiah 51 and 25 to 26 that it says that this place is going to be put down. This is verse 24. And I have laid a snare for thee, thou art also taken, O Babylon, thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast strived against the Lord. And how has Esau strived against the Lord? By going against the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, man. They constantly break the laws. They constantly go into they uplift the homosexuals. They uplift transgenders, the woman live movement. All that is madness. All that is going against the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh. But they tell you on the money that it's God, in God we trust. That's a hypocritical statement. If it's God we trust, then you're supposed to trust in his law, statutes, and commandments, man. That's how you forge yourself. That's how Israel bonded themselves to the Lord. When did we fall away from the Lord? When we stopped following the law, statutes, and commandments. So everything that we did was adverse against the Lord, so he put us in slavery. We fell under the contract of the punishment, the curses. That's why we sit in the position today. And it says, and I've laid a snare for thee, and thou also taken, O Babylon,